58 views, 72 subs, and some top-tier gameplay. We're going to break down IDK 929 in the Unreclaimed Earth Unbalanced Master level. So let's check this out. Alright, so he breaks the buff totem, and this is a little crazy here, alright? So watch how methodical he is. That's something that really stands out about his gameplay to me. Every action he takes is met with a reason. I can tell he's playing cautiously, well maybe even not even cautiously, but carefully, and he's keeping his cool. Watch as every movement, he's not jerking around, freaking out. He's hitting his headshots, doing everything he needs to. Now, I know he did make this map, and he knows it very well. It's some months old by now. But you can see the Possessed Marauder, Armored Baron, both coming in to lay waste to him, and he goes for the Baron first. Now, he wants to get him off the battlefield with some PB SSG, some blood punches to really accelerate that kill now that he has broken the armor. Coming into the Possessed Marauder, the hammer misses that shot, but he's going to set up 2 GKs this way. Now, he does 2 body shots to the zombies, or he can do 1 headshot that puts them in stagger, just so you can have a reference point of an easy fodder if you need for the stagger. Goes in with the hammer, double lock on, triple lock on, 4 quad lock on to get rid of him. Of course, now that the spirit is leaving the gameplay, you have a lot more enemies coming in, and he wants to incapacitate that Cacodemon to take some of the Flame Belch, get the other one while he's in the air. Look at all of this. Everything has a purpose and a reason. His armor's staying up high. He's doing really well with the Possessed Baron. You have to consider this is such a tight space that he's in right now, trying to maneuver and manipulate all the enemies around. Now, I see the airtime. He's taking advantage of that. These are maintain AI cacos, if I got that term right. They'll continuously spawn until the trigger enemy, which in this case looks to be the Possessed Baron, will die. Okay, now I see a caco in the sky. No, well, yes, there's one off to the left. He's using the microwave beam stun style, and he's actually unlocked this. Now that buff totem comes back and acts as a trigger. There was so much to process right there in this tiny space, but you ain't seen nothing yet. Wait for this. There is a balanced version, which I played the beginning here, and it's still insane. So he's coming up with a D-Blade and then a double blood punch on the blood. The Doom Hunter, I cannot speak, I am sorry, on the Doom Hunter sled coming out here. Now, he wants to set up some D-Blades because there are packs of enemies here. If you notice, what he'll do is he'll come off of the meat hook into a D-Blade, or maybe he will have some sort of momentum. You can do it off of bunny hops in order to set up that Destroyer Blade. Actually, I had a YouTube comment the other day say that D-Blade sucks, but we'll talk about that in a second. With the hammer, with the enemies packed in, you got to do that, getting the most value, ROI, return on investment on his hammer swing. Now, you see here he's setting up some meat hook mobility, really wanting to go for that Armored Baron. That does work if you want to weaken them with the plasma or give them damage. A lot of close calls, a lot of blood punches here with this. PB SSG is the king for up-close combos if you're not going to do the SSG punch swaps and the like. Keeping that blood punch really, really full. Now, what I said about Destroyer Blade, look at that quick 180 ballista boost. That means he turns around, boosts backwards, wastes no time to get over here to the Cybermank Double Blood Maker. This is crazy. All right, he has to get rid of those Blood Makers, very high-value targets. You want to get rid of them quickly because of the crowd control. Now, what I mean by that, with Tyrant over here being a big old tank with 10,000 health, the Blood Maker Blast will make you very slow and restrict your movement very heavily, as I'm sure you know if you've been hit by one. And that's the last thing you need when you have a big pack of enemies right here, as he makes use of the meat hook node, coming up to the Cybermancubus and clearing out the arena. I don't know what else to say to that one, so he's going to come over and fill up a wait. A Gore Nest, one more wave. Get ready. I don't think we're ready for this. Buff Totem coming in with all the enemies. Thankfully, he knows where it is, but there are tentacles around it and 2 turrets. Now, those turrets and tentacles are not there for the Buff Totem in the balanced version, but you can see the jump pad. He takes a quick 180 ballista boost over to the Arch Vial. The last thing you want is to spend that time going for that Buff Totem, not know about this Arch Vial, and then get completely wrecked over there. As you see, he's not using any super weapons, and you may have noticed an absence of the chain gun shield. Now, this means that a lot of things, actually, when you have no shield, things get really tricky. Not only do you have that protection, that 4-second recharge, 360 degree, except for like the goo on the ground from the Cybermancubus and such. Well, actually, maybe he does have a shield. It's really hard to tell with everything. I thought he was doing without it, but the whole idea behind the shield is you don't have a good way to go in for those blood punches, like for the Doom Hunter. You have to set up those falters another way. Normally, you can just vroom, shield up and then go in and blood punch them a couple times. Well, maybe you have to do a heat blast with 1 pip to get that falter in. And as you see, they're charging down this road in place of cars. They are the cars Coming to the Ferrari Doomslayer. Loving that jump pad action there, sending him across the way. Lots of PB Rocket. You want to do PB Rocket whenever enemies are clustered up like this, because if you try to lock onto, imagine trying to lock onto one in particular enemy, like that Pinky right there. Try to lock onto him when all this is going on. It's not going to happen. So use the PB Rocket to shoot something with the precision bolt, cancel out into the rocket, and hit the ground to do the splash damage of all the enemies around. So as you see, this is why he's doing the PB Rocket and the like, because there's clusters of enemies that can all benefit from the splash damage of that rocket and not try to lock on to one enemy in the crowd. Now, he is doing some fancy Marauder tech to distract the Marauder, have us pull his shield up, come down, and hit him on his side when he is distracted there. Good move. It looks like some Brio air tech there. He's starting to get bust up a little bit, still keeping his armor levels well. You notice when he gets a little bit low, he starts to restack pretty efficiently and effectively. You know that whenever you get hit, you take damage, obviously, but being able to recover and recoup from that is an invaluable skill that some of the best, all the best players are able to do. Okay, Marauder coming across the gap there. Be a good time, not really enough to do a lock on. Whenever the Marauder jumps across something and he does his little hop skip jump, you can typically do a lock on right there. He's about 3/4 max HPs in a corner. Don't like that position he's in. Making me a little uncomfortable here because he's backed in a corner with Marauder, Stone Imps to give him pressure. If you have full auto out to deal with the Stone Imps, you don't have stickies for the Marauder. Great combination there. BFG he's not using. Oh my, what do you think of this so far, by the way? We're not done yet, but comment below, let me know also what you think about this gameplay. And of course, I'll put all of his channel links in the description below. He's going to show off a cool secret here. Look at this, extra life. So let's go to the next combat arena here. Oh, this is nuts. All right, here we are. There's a little pathway in the future. Wonder what that means. So coming in with, what? Tyrants, Cacodemons. He's bringing up, he's got a full hammer charge coming in, stocking up on that ammo. Obviously, you do want to have the Ice Bomb and the Flame Belch when you're using the hammer to get an extremely big fill up. Got a spirit enemy over there. It's not looking very good. Oh, it's a Mancubus. Looks like that's going to be a trigger, of course, so he wastes no time. He does the Ice Bomb on the spirit. Great move. Whenever you're going in for a spirit kill like that, have an Ice Bomb, especially frags to falter. Keep the enemies off your back when you're more vulnerable. It's all part of the Fun Zone Doom Dance, brought to you by Hugo Martin Industries. And coming over with the Cyber Mancubus, and oh, that's a good hammer. I like that because he gets to go in for the glory kill, start to bring that one back. Take advantage of all the enemy weak points that you see. For example, Word Spear Master Level is really good about having Revenants, Arachnotrons for weak points to give you that hammer back, but in this case, there's not too many of them that are able to do that. Coming in hot with the Spirit in the sky, uses his meat hook to stay up on there. Now, look what he's doing here. He's taking breaks from hitting the Spirit. That is fine, because if you wait too long, a Spirit will possess another enemy. It's coded in what they can possess and the like, no Armored Barons. But if you tap that Spirit just real quick, it resets that timer, so you can come back, tap the Spirit, take care of an enemy, come back, tap the Spirit, take care of an enemy, and make sure he doesn't go into something else. Double the Knight and Doom Hunter. He has a full hammer, didn't need those GKs, setting up all these Destroyer Blades, looking really nice, coming in with the double Barons. And this is really going crazy in a second. You got to see it here. Being able to get those quick headshots in on those Maker drones, making sure they stick around with that meat hook, make them a little sticky, almost like a falter to help you accelerate that. Doing the meat hook flame into a PB will give you 20 armor, but save a shotgun shell, make it really quick. He's topping off the Barons, but this arena's not seeing anything yet. Oh, man, here we go. So he's got an Archvile over here. Good move, being over there to intercept that Archvile, coming in, using the Mancubus as a meat hook node. Another Archvile up in the top. Good choice with the hammer. Oh, what's he going to do? He's burned up his Ice Bomb, unfortunately, for that other Archvile. Good doubles Ballista boost, incapacitating those Cacodemons in the sky. He's letting them stay there just for a minute. He doesn't have Dazed and Confused on, so he doesn't have Forever there. Where did that other Archvile go? There's so much going on the screen right now. It's insane to keep up with and commentate over this. Doing the Punch Swap Ballista, boom, boom, boom. 3 of those will take out or at least stagger a Pain Elemental. And you do the punch swaps, so you can do Ballista Punch, Ballista Punch, Ballista Punch, and the Pain Elemental is taken care of really, really quickly there. He's got a lot of things coming in on the bottom level, and he's got the Cyber Mancubi over here, some of the shield guys to not let it get close to there, and he's doing the PB Rocket. Tyrants actually have, as well as Barons, a 30% lock-on resistance. PB Rocket negates that, plus you get some extra Precision Bolt damage with a punch boost right there. Oh, this is insane to commentate. Oh, this is so good. All right, so he's going to probably set up D-Blade, right? Going in, he's got his hammer back, looking good there. Going in with the Tyrant, and he's got to get rid of that Tyrant, got to get rid of him. 10,000 health. That's how much that thing has. His shield would be recharged now if he had a shield, because that was a long GK. Are you ready? If you thought this 5 Marauder Easter egg that I found was hard, you've not seen anything yet. Coming in with not 1, 2, or 3 in the balanced. I'm told there are 7 Marauders here. Are you ready for this action? Yeah, there's totally 7. Oh, and there's a buff totem, by the way. I sure hope he can find and disable that buff totem before they go and really rip and tear him. Because, oh man, that would be awful. So many fodder zombies, really good for the hammer charges. I like that. I think he's trying to set up an opening. Ooh, good swing with the meat hook to try to get to that buff totem. Boosting in the air. He's found it. Oh man, I'm so glad those things don't respawn, aren't you? Haha, alright, let's go see how he makes haste of 7 different Marauders. Got an opening with a hammer. Love that. But the problem is, all the other... Oh, of course it responds after 2.5 seconds. And wait, the location is different. So when you have this many Marauders, it's really hard to do your 1-cycle setups and really just get a clear shot in on them. So you can see he used a hammer to open that first Marauder, but the problem that he ran into was all the other ones were going to come over and hit him next. He's about to be cornered, and with multiple Marauders, you really get CC'd hard. That stands for crowd control. That's when they bash you around and you really can't move. It's a death sentence for the Slayer, the unstoppable Ferrari. So you can do stickies on groups of Marauders and really do that splash damage, even, you know, not direct hits. I believe it's more damage for direct hits, but that's... No, don't even worry about that. That was actually nerfed in a recent update. So what he's doing here is his movement and positioning. He is looking, watching, waiting. He did not actually break that buff totem. Okay, I did. What's he doing now? Bring that hammer charge back. If he can isolate any one of these Marauders and just get that SSG hammer in, Ballista hammer in, something. I think that's what he's going for right there, but not quite able to do it coming in. That's what you need if you can isolate them, bring them out on their own, do a couple quick lock-ons, try to just decimate them as quickly as possible, one by one. Because when they're in the groups, it's really hard to target like that. Especially, I mean, you could do a PB rocket, I get. Well, PB probably be useless. Dogs are coming in hard, too. He's really kind of getting controlled around. He's got to regain control. They are starting to creep up on him and take control of the field. Now he's got to regain that back like he did, regrouping in that portal. He went and got control again. The dogs are being a huge problem. Microwave beam would be really good to deal with them and falter the Marauders around. Looking great. So he knew that he didn't have control. Ooh, stagger. Phoebe, yes, good job. So he knew that he didn't have control. He went, moved around the arena, collected himself, and gained control again, bringing the Marauders to him. Okay, how many does he have left? We got 1, 2, 3. Good 180 ballista boost coming in. He's restacking while he's got the time as the Marauders are shrinking in the numbers. Oh man, you gotta play this, don't you, to really see this. Like I said, the balanced version itself, I've played the beginning of, is really insane. He's got that. This is his chance. Now, balanced and unbalanced, it doesn't matter. Buffed Marauders have the same falter windows as the regular, unlike the possessed, so that makes it a lot nicer. And already that buff totem is back again. This is something else. So what's he got left? If he can just break that, I really don't think there's much left here. I think once he can finish off this Marauder, wait for the green light. That's it. Use a hammer. Do the quick switch swapping there. I think that's it. He did it. What do you think about this video? Check out the next analysis of Hugo that I did right here in this style, and check out IDK929 if you want to see the rest of his videos. I'll put them in the description. My name is Alston. Thank you so much for watching.